Submit complaints to the Media Ombudsman via mediaombudsmannamibia.org. The Media Ombudsman is supported by the Editors Forum of Namibia, advocating for ethical and quality journalism.
Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, Lesson 1, Prepositions and Directions.
Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Netai. Today's theme is farm. Let's sanitize our hands. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Remember to maintain your social distance at all times. And today's lesson is letter J and coloring. Let's turn to page 15 of our booklet. The instruction on page 15 says, circle the correct number, color the insects. But before we do that, let's go to the board and learn how to count up to number 7 once more. Let's count the numbers as I point to the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how we count up to number 7. Let's get back to our booklet once more. Now we need to count the number of insects. The first insects that we see in the first row are bees. Let's count and find out how many bees can we see in row number 1. Let's count as you point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, there are 7 bees in that first row. Now you need to color the bees any color you want. And I would like to demonstrate for you on the board what you are supposed to do when you have to circle the correct number of the bees. Let's get back to the board and look at the numbers on the board. We all agreed that there are 7 bees. Now we need to check and look carefully. Which number is 7? Is this 7? No, this is number 1. Is this 7? No, that is number 2. Let's look at the next one. The next number is 3. We are looking for number 7. Let's look. The next number says 4. And the next number after 4 is 5. The following number after 5 is 6. Now, where is number 7? Number 7 is right at the end. Now, you need to circle number 7 because we have 7 bees in the first row. Let's get back to our booklet once more. Let's look at the next row. In the next row, there are fleas. There are how many fleas that you can see in second row? Let's count and see how many there are. 1, 2, 3. Now color in those fleas and look for the correct number in the row next to it. Numbers are lined up nicely next to the fleas. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Choose the correct number which corresponds with the number of fleas you can see in the picture. Let's move on to the next row. What can you see in row number 3? I can see ladybirds. Can you count and see how many ladybirds are in the picture? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there are 5 ladybirds. Now, let's look at the number in the row. Count and identify which is the correct number which corresponds with the number of ladybirds and circle like I've done before. Let's look in the next picture. The next picture we have butterflies. Count the number of butterflies and look for the correct number in the numbers provided on the right-hand side. Count together with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now look for the correct number in the row and circle the right number. Remember to color the butterflies. The last pictures at the bottom of page 15 are ants. I can see there are ants. Count those number of ants and find the correct number and circle the correct number. Remember, all the pictures on this page must be colored in. Now let's turn over to the next page. On page 16, it is a nice, easy activity that all of us can do. There is a picture of a horse. Now you need to color in the horse. You can use any color of your choice. Once you have finished we can turn over to page 17. On page 17, the instruction says, I will read, color the horse brown. There is a specific color that you are supposed to use. Now let's look closely at the picture on page 17. On page 17, I am able to see two different kinds of animals. Which two animals can you see? Right, there is a horse and there is a cat. Now you need to color in the horse. You need to use color brown. Let's color in the horse using color brown. You may leave out the cat because we have not been instructed to color the cat. Once you are done, I would like to say, well done. Let's turn to page 18 of our booklet. On page 18, we can see letter J. Letter J for jacket. And the instruction says, write the J in the blocks. We have the blocks right at the bottom of letter J. Now I would like to show you how we are supposed to form letter J. Let's move over to the board as I explain to you. When we write letter J for jacket or for jet, for juice, jug, jar, jug, I have already mentioned juice, for jam. How do we form the letter J? I will show you. Look at the board as I am going to demonstrate. We start from the top, we go down letter J's body and bend his knees backwards and put a dot for his head. That is how we write letter J. I will go over with you once more. Letter J. We start from the top, we go down, letter J's body, bend his knees backwards, and put a dot for his head. That is how we write letter J. So if we go back to our booklet on page 18, it says, write letter J. Now, do we know what is the sound for letter J? Letter J says J, J, J. As in jug, jam, juice, jacket, jar. So that is the sound for letter J. Once more, remember how we form letter J. We start from the top, go down his body, bend his knees backwards, and put a dot for his head. Now let's write letter J, starting from the dot. The arrow shows us exactly what we are supposed to do. We start from where the dot is. We go down all the way as the arrow shows us in our booklet. Can you trace over that letter J? Remember to bend his knees backwards and put a dot for his head. I would like you to complete all the letters in the blocks on page 18, just below the letter J, 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 J for jacket. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson. Now let's sanitize our hands. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Remember, boys and girls, to maintain a social distance at all times. Now it is time for me to invite Zoe. It is time for us to say goodbye, Zoe.
Win free airtime with hashtag #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. SMS your feedback, name and town to 555. Hashtag #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
Let's talk about the coronavirus outbreak here in Africa. How do you get people to regularly wash their hands when water is scarce? How do you get people to work from home when majority of Africans work in the informal sector?
People are dying and suffering.
More importantly, how do you get a vibrant and dynamic continent to stop in its tracks? Welcome to The Breakdown, BBC Africa's COVID-19 special program, helping you make sense of the crisis.
right, then turn out and we'll climb to, at this stage,
Half an hour. Then we land. Sunset. Check So we are gonna go to, today is just an outing day, the place where we always go to every time we come to Walvis Bay or to the coast.
It's like, yay, Kenyan lens.
Apparently it's not a 4-head, it's a 5-head.
Saying things that degrade women, for me, number one, I am not there, because that is basically what I don't believe in. I don't stand for things that degrade women.
What do you think we can add? What can we put in the basket? First of all, let's put Blossom back in the basket.
Look at the person like, man, let's do a song.
Let's do something.
Just
let's
like
collaborate.
Let's collaborate.
The Africans were claiming us.
Yes, exactly. To the rest of the world, they belong to us. Namibia, Baba, Namibia.
I'll help you carry on.
Creating music and putting some stuff out for the people who've been supporting me, that's definitely something that's next on my list.
Akili, 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 akili. Water, water, wash your hands. Scrub with soap, wash your hands. Front and back, wash your hands. To be clean and safe. Wash your hands before you eat your breakfast. Wash your hands before you eat your lunch. Wash your hands before you eat your dinner. Wash your hands before you start to munch. Water, water, wash your hands. Scrub with soap, wash your hands. Front and back, wash your hands. To be clean and safe. Wash your hands after using the toilet. Wash your hands after you sneeze or cough. Wash your hands after you touch animals. Wash your hands to wash all the germs off. Water, water, wash your hands. Scrub with soap, wash your hands. Front and back, wash your hands. To be clean and safe.
crazy place right now, but don't panic. Take a breath. Slow down. Or better yet, stop completely. We'll still be here when everything settles down. In this time of uncertainty, look to nature. She has all the answers, you know. We're not only giving ourselves time to reset, we're giving nature time to restore, revive, restart. We're saving ourselves and we're saving the world. Stay home now so that we can welcome you to Namibia again soon. Yes, the world's a crazy place right now, but don't despair. Find the joy, cherish hope, breathe. Take a moment, take a few, and someday soon you'll once again be able to stare in wonder at this magnificent view. The world's a crazy place right now, but don't worry, we'll still be here. We'll see you again soon.
Many people show no symptoms at all, but some are hospitalized for weeks. So what does the disease do to your body? The coronavirus enters through the mouth, nose or eyes. It then usually attaches itself to cells lining the nose, throat, airways or lungs. It can turn these cells into factories that multiply and spread the virus. For the majority, a fever, cough and breathlessness are as bad as it gets. But the virus can damage the small blood vessels lining the lungs and initiate clotting. The alveoli are tiny air sacs where oxygen goes into the blood. If they become inflamed, it can trigger pneumonia. Seriously ill patients need to be given oxygen as the lungs fill with fluid and debris.
I legit couldn't breathe. My oximeter was measuring under 88% oxygen levels, which is very dangerous. And the only time I ever thought my life was in danger was at that point.
COVID-19 doesn't just affect the lungs. It can also disrupt the immune system, which is used by the body to fight illnesses. Cytokines are part of the immune system that find and signal infections. For some people with severe COVID-19, this system can go into overdrive. If too many cytokines build up, it can cause an overreaction that damages healthy cells. This is called a cytokine storm for the most severe cases. COVID-19 can lead to seizures or even a coma. It can also cause brain problems that lead to strokes. The immune system overreacting can cause clots that stop the blood supply to parts of the brain. Brain inflammation, psychosis and dementia-like symptoms can also affect seriously ill patients. The average length of the illness is 14 days, but many people have symptoms for much longer. Breathing problems and post-viral fatigue last for months in some cases.
I cannot walk for long simply because I will feel a little bit short of